friends. Welcome back to
Wish You Love Podcast.
I'm Jazmine.
And I'm Marilyn.
And thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. We hope that you guys have been having a good December so far. If you haven't already, make sure you listen to last week's episode where we talk about gratitude.
It was a good episode.
It was really good. We really got into our gratitude. We were really grateful and talking about it. So hopefully you guys are able to listen to it if you want to. Listen to it again and just, keep having that gratitude. But happy to have you guys here for today's episode. Marilyn has a really fun message that we're going to jump into in just a little bit. But to start us off, we are going to have our opening question. We always do this for those of you guys that are just tuning in for the first time. We do a opening question that we do every month, and just kind of it's fun to see how our answers change and do that. So for today's question or opening is our song of the month. What is that song or album of that month that we are just have on repeat or that we are just really feeling it? And so I'm going to have Marilyn start us off because she's pretty passionate about her selection. Yeah.
Okay, as y'all know, if you listened to last episode, as you guys know, I was talking about the Kendrick album. So the GNX album has been an album that from beginning to end or shuffle, it doesn't matter, I listen to and then I replay it. I haven't had a album like this since Ariana dropped. It's been a long time. For a hot minute, that was me with Sabrina Carpenter, but nothing like this. Every time it comes on, it's the first time and I'm dancing in my car. It couldn't have came at a better time. And so the album is amazing. And I highly recommend if you love hip hop, even if you don't love hip hop, just take a listen. So my favorite song, it's hard because when I first heard the album, TV Off was my favorite song. But now listening again and again and again, I love Squabble Up, but they're all amazing. So Squabble Up is the one that I will highlight, and I will put the music video down below if you have not watched it already. His music videos always have subliminal messages and they're always so beautifully done. And so I highly recommend listening to the whole album from front to back. But Squabble Up, I just love it because of so many reasons. Not only is what he's saying bar for bar amazing, the vibe, but also because I love funk music and it plays one of the Debbie songs. When I hear music, it makes me dance. Oh my gosh, that is one of my songs. So can you imagine that song mixed with Kendrick Lamar? Beautifully done. It was so good. And so all really good. If you want to only listen to a few songs, it's hard because they're all so good. But listen to Squabble Up, Luther, TV Off. Yeah, those are the three most popular ones, but please listen to it front and back. I mean, it's so good. It's hard because even Hey Now, Say Now, that one's so good. So yeah, that is mine.
I love that for you, friend. Yeah. I think this is your Sabrina Carpenter. How I was obsessed for still am obsessed.
No, it still is. Still are.
This is you.
No, yeah.
With
I'm so happy. That. I'm very he and This album has changed my life, I will say. And there are very few albums that have changed my life. This is one of them. Because what he talks about, I feel like I've been through. He talks about betrayal, people not being happy for you, even though you're friends. Why aren't you happy for me? I'm happy for you every time you win. Just different things that he's been going through of I just love him.
I love that for you so much.
He's Christian, so I relate to him. He's from around where we're from. He's just everything about him. I'm I love you.
Yeah, I love you.
He mentions God a lot. He even mentioned a scripture in one of the songs. He mentioned a lot of his stuff. You have to actually really listen to what it means, and I love that. I don't like mindless music. I want it to have a message.
Yeah,
and every song has a message.
No, I love that for you so much because you were talking about albums that change your life.
Yeah.
And I was thinking for a split second, what has changed my life? Which album? Immediately I was Thank You Next.
Yes.
It was such a pivotal moment and album and perfect timing and every song was so I'm I know how much that meant to me. So I'm trying to put myself in your shoes of how this is for you. Yeah. So I'm oh, I love that.
No, yeah. Yeah, no, that was another album that front to back, no skips. Like Thank You Next was amazing. I mean, for Ariana, I have a bias because yours truly for me was no skips. My Everything, Dangerous Woman, Thank You Next, POV. I don't know what's better, POV Eternal or Thank Sunshine. You Next. Eternal Sunshine. They're all good though.
Yeah.
But for her, that's why I feel like I have a bias because every album she comes out with, I listen front to back. But yeah, so that's what it feels like. When it's like, and I was saying like, I think 2 months ago, I'm like, I need new music. Like all my stuff is.
Yes.
So I'm going to outdo this for myself, sadly, because I'm listening to it too much. But I'm trying to, you've heard me sing one of, his songs, Euphoria. I love that song. We were in the car and his songs, I'm like, I just need to put it on. I need to like get out my energy. And like that song, I know bar for bar. And I'm like, I'm trying to get on this level with this album. Like I want to know. And even Anthony, he's like, damn, like how do you remember? It just came out. Because when I sing the songs, I'm like in his face and stuff. He's like, what did I do?
Yeah.
But it's so good. You just gotta let out your energy. It's good songs.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. Get ready for the concert.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're manifesting that for Marilyn.
Go. I told Anthony we're going.
When those tickets drop, Marilyn will be there at Anthony.
Anthony said I need to turn on the notifications because Kendrick's the type to like not even announce that he's doing it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, boop. And then I'm like at work like, what?
Yeah, I don't listen to Kendrick Lamar like that, but I will say, like, I know that when we were in Cancun, Angel's cousins, we were all at the pool. 9 a.m. We were at the pool. So it was noon, our time, because we're 3 hours ahead over there. And I just remember them being like, Kendrick released an album. And, like, everyone was like, what? Like, and then, like, everyone just pulled out their phones. And, like, I said the same thing. Like, I was like, no notice? No nothing? And
they were like, no. He don't need it.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Just dropped it.
Because Jake is trying to sue him for using bots and all that stuff. Yeah. He don't need bots. He don't have bots. How is it that 50,000 people are rapping bar for bar not like us and you're saying that bots watched it?
Yeah.
Because I listened to that song. I wish my phone could tell me. I don't even know how many times I listened. I'm sure it's in the thousands. I've listened to that song so much. So it's like, okay. Just say you're a poor sport. Just say it.
Hey, we'll get into that later.
I hate poor sports. If you lost, just bow your head and like walk out. Like you don't need to be a poor sport about it.
Period.
And that goes for everything.
Period.
But anyways, so what is your song of the moment?
My song of the moment, it's a Spanish song.
Okay.
So it's all in Spanish, but it's really good. It's from Grupo Frontera, and it's called Hecha Pa' Mí, and it's so beautiful. It's a romance song, and it literally starts off, I'm translating it. It says, I want to give thanks to your mom and your dad for giving me the love of my life.
Oh, so, how sweet.
It's super beautiful. Yes. As we like play around with songs in Cancun, we were playing around with like the entrance song and this song and that song. Angel had dedicated that song to me because we went to a karaoke bar. Right. Cancun had like a karaoke bar.
That's fun. Oh yeah, I seen a clip of him singing.
Wanted to sing a Spanish song. Fitting because we were in Mexico. Right. And so he picked that song and he dedicated it to me and I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a cute, like it's been out for a while, you guys, but it's such a beautiful song. 10 out of 10 recommend that you listen to it because it's really romantic and like respectful and cute towards like a man singing to like his girlfriend or fiance or wife, like just basically just really emphasizing that he's so grateful to her parents for giving him the love of his life. And yeah, just really beautiful. So yeah, I think that's kind of like my song right now where I just have it repeating and like listening to it. And I showed my mom and she like got all excited because she loved it. So it's really cute.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've told Anthony's mom that. I'm like, I'm so grateful to his mom because without her, I wouldn't have him. Yeah. Like, you have to have gratitude for your...
Once again.
Suegra and suegra.
Yes.
Your in-laws.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. And I will link both songs down below. So if you want to take a listen to either one... Take a listen. It's really good.
Yeah. And let us know what your song of the moment is. What are you listening to?
Put us on.
Put us on. Alrighty, friends. Well, we're going to be jumping into today's topic and conversation. Right. Marilyn has a really powerful message that she wants to share with all of you guys. So I will let you take it away.
So this message has to do with a book that I will recommend. And also Kendrick Lamar. So it's a little mix. And Anthony recommended me to read this book a long time ago. And actually we went to Barnes and Nobles and he was showing us, it's called The 48 Laws of Power. I don't know if you remember. But I think he has the book and I want to read it. I want to borrow it, but it has 48 laws of power. Anthony swears by this book. This book came out, I think, in the 90s. It's a very popular book, well known. So if you want to take a read, you should definitely take a read. Ask for it for Christmas if you want something that will be insightful and probably empowering for you. It's really good. But anyways, so the first law is never outshine the master. And so I have an explanation of what does that mean, and I'm going to, relate it to our lives and Kendrick Lamar of like what he's going through right now with Lil Wayne. So, always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please or impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Like if you show up too much, they might be like a little insecure and fear that you're going to do better than them. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. So, of course, you can relate this to like your boss. Maybe you're like moving up in the corporate ladder, but like you need to make sure your boss feels like the boss, even though low key you're about to become their boss, because they might fire you. They're like, oh no, like I don't want them trying to take my place or become my boss. Like, here's a leave of absence. I'm sorry, like I need to let you go. Budget cuts. You know what I mean? Like some people are malicious like that. Not all people. But it just made me think of when I was listening to this album, he talked a little bit about Lil Wayne, and in one of the songs, let me see, he said something about how he works so hard and he thinks his hard work let Lil Wayne down, because Kendrick, this is his year. And maybe this is your year, because this can go for anybody. This is his year and he got Super Bowl 59. He is going to perform. He's going to perform in New Orleans. And Lil Wayne was so mad about it because he wanted to perform at Super Bowl. Because he's from New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew that he was from New Orleans. I don't want to see you, Lil Wayne. I don't want to see you on stage, Lil Wayne. When was the last time you came out with a hit? I was in elementary school. Come on now. Like, so I was just like, I don't like when people hate on their friends, because Lil Wayne, as we're saying, don't outshine the master. That was once Kendrick's mentor. Imagine your mentor going online saying like, oh, it should have been me. Oh, I'm disappointed. Oh, this, oh, that. Nicki Minaj over here tweeting that Lil Wayne should have got it. Like, damn. And then like Snoop Dogg taking like a side. He's like, I don't care. Like, no, you picked a side. Like, I think sometimes when you outshine the master, their true colors show. Like people, like even in the popular song in Wicked, Glinda, she says she's trying to have Elphaba be popular, and she's like trying to teach her how to be popular, but at the end, she says, but not as popular as me. And like it really kind of put out perspective, like, oh, like you want me to win, but not better than you though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel with Lil Wayne. Like, he wants his friends to win, but at an extent. Not better than him, though. And I'm like, Lil Wayne, please sit down, dude. He's like, and when he heard this album, he was like, pretty much saying like, oh, don't let me release music because, my love, what are you going to do? You can't rap bar to bar with Kendrick. Like, come on now. And so it just made me think of like, in your life, it is, I do believe in this law of power of not outshining your master, because then they might see you sideways, you know? And I've had friends in my life who they've experienced that. You know, I'm not going to say what they were doing, but they were doing something and their mentor started looking at them sideways because they were doing better. And I was like, damn, really? Like they showed you the way, they helped you out. You know what I mean? So I think it's just interesting, and it just shows like how people really feel. And I think that it's so important to cheer on your friends. It's so important to not be insecure about yourself, because in the end of the day, that's insecurity. Because if you're really the king of rap, which Lil Wayne's not, but let's say that he thinks that, then you shouldn't feel, your throne shouldn't be wavered if somebody got Super Bowl. You should be happy for him. Like, dang, I wish I got that, but I'm happy you got that because this is your year. You deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you apply to the same job as your friend and you both really, really want it, but your friend gets it and you're like, damn, I really needed that job, but I'm happy that you got it because it was meant for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's important because we all fall short sometimes in this of seeing our friends do better than us. Maybe we're in a time of difficulty or what have you not. And you're like, damn, they just keep getting win after win after win and I can't even catch one win. But I think it's important to switch that mindset and be better, not bitter. Because honestly, bitter doesn't look good. Bitter does not look good.
No, I love that. I think this is a really good message. I just have like little thoughts would come to my head when you were talking about it, and I was like, the first one is like, what is that saying? Like, everybody eats,
right?
Like, you can't have a feast for one. You can, but it's not as enjoyable as when you have a group of table eating with you and everyone's feasting. So like that should be the mentality of like everybody eats. Like celebrate your friends and like their wins. And I think also this comes where you also have to have that trust and faith of like, hey, like I'm thinking about, you know, I didn't know the beef about Lil Wayne and Kendrick. So when you were telling me, this is the first I hear about it. But
you're like, what?
Yeah, like that should be I'm proud of you for getting this opportunity. I wish it was me, but it's okay because I have faith that I'm going to get the next one or something bigger or better is
coming for me
my way. So there's a reason why you got it. And this means it's still going to be special for you. But I know that the next opportunity that comes to me will be just as special. And we can both celebrate our wins together.
Yes.
So, yeah, those were like the things I was just like thinking about in my head. And I'm like, and it's crazy because it is. I think as a human being, it's just so natural for us to always compare and compete.
Right.
Like it is just like something like, unfortunately, that a lot of us have. And I think social media is probably one of the biggest reasons or like factors as to why it continues to happen or why it's a train that everyone like does or, you know, mentality that people have. But yeah, I think it's so important to remember that. And it's sad, but I guess this is a good lesson of like, as much as you want to share your wins with other people, maybe wait for the right time just because of that. Like, right? You don't want the energy or the, you know, the wrong person to hear and to bring that side face. Don't want you to eat type of energy towards something, towards a win so special.
Right.
And yeah, I think I know like my mom, for example, she's always taught me growing up that like you don't share your wins right away. You share them after a little bit of time has passed and you digest it and like you're ready to share it with everyone.
I love that. And that's good advice because I was never given that advice. I think I would just always share my good news right when I found out because I would think that people would feel how I feel for them. Like if they call me and they said, oh my gosh, guess what? I'm like, what? You know, but not all people are like that, you know? Yeah. And so it's being wary of that. And also I think, let's say you are the master and you're in that position of like, damn, my apprentices or whatever, my people that I was influencing or that I was teaching are doing better than me. Switching that mindset of comparing yourself or putting them down, even if you don't realize it, but like maybe you're talking sideways about them, like to other people, but just like switching that mindset and being like, oh, my time is coming. You know, God has a purpose for me. Or sometimes, I'm gonna be real, sometimes your purpose was to uplift somebody else. Sometimes there's so many singers, like movies about singers where their dad wanted to be a singer or their mom wanted to be, and they worked so hard, but it didn't happen for them. And then they raised their kid and they gave them everything, and then their kid became one of the most famous people of all time. and they're like, I made you. Like they're putting them down because they're outmaster the master, and then they ruin their relationship. But it's maybe that was your purpose. Sometimes maybe that was your purpose, was just to uplift somebody else. Yeah. And you have to be okay with God's plan, and it's okay. It's okay to be the teacher. It's okay. Everybody's not going to be the star. I'm gonna be real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But just being happy for people. Don't be bitter. Like, it really made me like, to Lil Wayne. I'm like, really? Yeah. Because you can be sad about it. Like, maybe he's genuinely like, I was dreaming of this my whole life. Maybe it was a dream of his. Yeah. But like, he's going on so many different platforms talking crap. And I'm just like, really? And then he's on Twitter like, what did I do? Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. He's just a good example of everyday people. He's everyday people, you know? Yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Really good message and thing to think about. And just, remembering to just be happy and celebrate everyone's wins. Celebrate your friends' wins. Yeah. I hope that is the message of today. Like, of course, like, for the people, be on defense mode of like, don't outmaster the master or whatever the law was called. But also, support your friends. Yeah. Support their wins, because your win is coming. Yeah. And even when you think it's not yours or you're not going to have it, it will. You just have to have that trust. You have to have that trust. And timing. It's all God's timing of when your win will come. And it'll be just as special. Maybe different, but just as special. Yeah. 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 And then, my mom's piece of advice, I guess. That was sometimes, good. Yeah. You have to wait to share your wins. Right. I know specifically she says, like, until it happens. Until you're ready, or until it's there. Done. It's like, done, yeah. Like, because a lot of things can happen in between that waiting period. People wishing bad. Your win, that can affect a lot of stuff. So... Yeah. No, yeah. I think that too. Like, sometimes you don't know when somebody's low-key wishing bad for you. So you like, I'm careful of like what I say around people I don't really care for, because I'm like, oh, I don't want them to know that. I don't want them to know that. Or I know some people like talk to them and I'm like, I don't want to getting back to them. Like, I'm gonna just keep that to myself. Even though I want to talk about it, I want to talk about something exciting happening, I'm gonna just keep it to myself. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's best. Yeah. No, that's really good. Really, really good piece of advice. And I think, I guess, really good to also take with you this upcoming holiday season. Well, I mean, it is the holiday season, but once you meet with your family or friends again during Christmas, like, just be careful of what you share and what you receive. Make sure you celebrate those things. Right. So, because I've shared things before with people and their response wasn't what I was expecting, and then the high like goes, it goes down. They're like, oh, why aren't they happy for me? Yeah, and I don't think necessarily like whoever does that is like not a friend or a hater or whatever. I think it's sometimes natural for people, and it's okay, but as long as it's not like habitual or like that they're never happy for you, maybe like, for example, here's a perfect example. Maybe your friend is trying to have a baby and they've been trying for a long, long time. And then you weren't even trying and you and your husband got pregnant and they're like happy for you, but at the same time, like, they're probably like talking to God, like, why her? Yeah, why not me? You know what I mean? And it's not like she's a bad friend, but she's really thinking about her life. Why didn't I get that? I've been praying for that. I've been trying to have that. She didn't even want it that bad. Like, I want it more. Yeah. It's like, that's a perfect example of like, the friend is obviously happy for the friend having the baby, but also sad at their situation. But it's important to get out of that mindset because that can taint somebody's perspective on the other person, Yeah. Maybe look at them sideways or maybe have jealousy in their heart once time like progresses and if you keep thinking like that. So the leaving note of this message is never outshine the master. And if you are the master that's being outshined, celebrate your friends, celebrate their wins. Because if you have a good heart and you have good intentions and you're good to people, God will be good to you and your wins will come. They will. It's not your time. but your time is coming. That's something so important that I tell myself, if I'm ever waiting on something, my time is coming.
Your time is
just
coming.
Be patient. It's coming.
Yeah.
Enjoy this time of preparation, as we were talking about.
I love that. So good. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, Marilyn.
A lot of Kendrick talk.
Good. A lot of new beef learnings today as well. But no, really good message. Don't outshine the master, right?
Yeah.
Don't outshine
that was the law. Yeah.
Don't outshine the master. And if you're the master, love your apprentice and celebrate their wins.
Celebrate their wins.
Your time is coming. I love that. Come. Really, really powerful. Really, really good. Thank you so much for sharing that message with us.
Thank you. Hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you think someone needs to hear this message, or maybe want to share this, continue to spread this mentality and this message, please make sure you share this to your neighbor, your parents, cousins, friends, all of the above.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's episode. Stay tuned for next Wednesday's drop. And above all else,
we wish you love.
Bye, friends.